Hello, welcome to Kate's Egg. Today I am going to be taking you to our wheat fields that we planted with winter wheat in the fall that I actually helped seed, and showing you that really not a lot of the wheat is growing because of the massive drought we've had here in Montana. We're having a really tough time and wondering if we'll even be able to harvest a crop at all. And the question is to reseed or not to reseed, because some places in the field the wheat is coming up and then others it's just completely bare. And we've never really had something like this go on before, would you say, Dad?
We've had some bare things before, but it's
Nothing
just
like
dry
this.
out.
So as you can see, this is kind of a patch where nothing's growing, and then over here more is growing.
Dig it and see if there's any seeds down here.
Some more patches over there. So now we're going to try and find our seeds. And so would you have to reseed this whole field or just this area if we do decide to reseed this?
Well, it's hard to just do little areas, Kate.
We did get a tiny bit of moisture the other night, about half an inch.
Okay, here's a fertilizer pellet. Could be on the side some too. Let's find another spot.
So as you can see, there is a bit of moisture in this ground, Dad.
Well, it just rained, Kate, 2 days ago. Here's a worm going in the soil.
Oh, a worm? Aw.
Yeah.
Don't hurt him.
Okay, there's fertilizer right there. Let's find some seed. Oh, here's seed right here.
So if we do get rain, this will grow. And what we're doing...
Well, it's growing now, see it?
Oh my gosh, it is.
This one is. That must have just started coming.
Wow.
See, it's not that deep. It's about the right depth.
That's fantastic. Are you happy, Dad?
Well, I don't know. That's one. There's a trillion. Here's another one. It ain't growing. You go over here, and there'll be some more, and they're not growing either.
So we've been told we are supposed to get some rain, so we were kind of waiting it out. If we do get moisture, maybe all of this will come up. It also might not, but we're very optimistic about it.
Here it is down here, Kate.
We may have to reseed though.
See, none of this grew. Might be growing now though. Or it might not be, I don't know. You gotta make that decision pretty soon. See, this one's starting to sprout here.
Oh yeah. Now, Dad, what happens with, because this is winter wheat, it has to freeze in order to produce a head.
It'll freeze. It's froze every day for the last 6 months.
So it'll be okay. You're not too worried about it.
No, I don't know if it's gonna be okay. It's gotta come up and then it's gotta get rained on.
Now, how does this affect our harvest? Some.
Look down here, big spots and nothing growing.
Yeah.
On all the hillsides, and these are cart tracks. For some reason it didn't grow here. And
now, how would this affect our harvest? Will some parts of the field be ready much sooner than others?
Well, you don't know if this comes up or not, and if you reseed, yeah, that's going to be a problem.
Would you rip any of the other wheat out when you reseed?
Yeah, that's what's wrong with reseeding, is you can't do one without the other. Okay, this looks like something's starting to grow here. What is it? Is it a wheat?
Or a weed.
One.
Not sprouting though.
No, it is. It's
Oh
either.
yeah, it is.
Here's
and
another one.
another, two more.
Yeah. They look like they're, some of it's sprouting, but was it old sprout and then it died or what?
It looks new. And all of our fields are like this, massive bare spots. And then here you can see the wheat's coming up nice.
More wheat in here, Kate.
And this is what it's supposed to be. And this is what the wheat is supposed to look. And this is what the wheat is supposed to look like. So some of our fields, or actually all of our fields, have these massive bare spots, but they also have the parts of the field that are growing as they should be.
That's why it's so hard to decide, because you plow up the good wheat to seed in where the wheat ain't growing. We got some other fields we'll look at.
Yes, so now we're going to show you how this has affected all of our fields, not only this one. And
Some of them, not all of them.
And you can get spotted rainfall as well, but we just haven't had any moisture at all, and we didn't get enough moisture from snow. We get about 12 inches of moisture per year, and like the majority of that comes from snowfall. Last year during harvest time, our neighbor's combine broke down right here on the road, and everybody used this area to drive their trucks. And as you can see, it's where it was heavily compressed and no wheat is growing there. So a lot of farmers make sure that you don't overdrive on your fields or drive too much heavy equipment, because it compresses the soil and then the wheat or crop won't grow.
See the cart tracks right here?
And this is the air cart tracks from seeding. It also didn't grow there, and this is our neighbor's field.
It isn't just us. We're
No.
not just the only bad farmers around, Kate.
That's hilarious, Dad.
Yeah.
Even this field has some major issues going on.
Yeah, and right along the edge where everybody drives the truck when they're emptying the field and stuff. And look at this hillside here, Kate. About how it's hardly got anything growing in these big stripes that not much is growing in.
Yeah. This is kind of an anomaly here, would you say?
Yeah. But then look at this guy's field here. He doesn't have any of this. Now, if I were paying people to seed for me, I'd pay these guys. Because look at their field.
Gosh, I wonder how they got it so perfect.
I don't know. And you can look all the way down. Look at these big stripes that didn't get nothing planted in here. Or it's planted, it just didn't grow.
Wow, that's actually quite prevalent.
More than quite prevalent.
And is this something you would reseed? Because it's only a
Yeah, I was gonna go in here and seed this end anyway. Because look up here. What's going on? There's hardly anything growing up here. And this could be wind. The wind blew really hard here this year and took out some of this, but
Yikes, that's actually massively a problem. It's crazy, just nothing came up.
yeah, and if you go dig it, it's all out here, you know.
As you can see, this should all be seeded right here. And you can see the green spots kind of further in the back where the good stand is.
And like these 3 passes down the end here, there isn't a whole lot growing here. Let's dig one and see if there's any stuff here.
As a farmer, you have really tough decisions to make for what to do in these instances, because growing up, you don't really learn that from your family, because this is just something that kind of
See,
happens.
this is all wheat from last year that did start to grow and then died off, Kate, this stuff here. That's all wheat that died, you know.
From last year?
Yeah, because you can follow it right down to the road.
Oh, so this is the same wheat as that, but it all died. So this
this
has no
winter killed.
This has no potential of growing.
That doesn't, no.
And what is winter killed?
I don't know, whatever happens to it in the winter. Here's a kernel right here that blew out of the ground. Here's the whole row right here, so it's got to be in here someplace.
So all of this was planted in the fall and has now died.
Yes.
Hi, Dave.
Hello. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Well, I'm just looking to see. Well, yeah, I don't know.
There was some wind. You can see some.
Yeah, I don't even see hardly any of this anymore. You can see these big bare spots that
We needed that little rain a little while back.
we needed an inch, you know, even now.
Take clear
Yeah, it
of that.
wasn't very far off. I mean, when you looked at the radar map, you could see the heavy green, you know, and we were right on the very edge of it, barely getting any of
I
the,
noticed that too.
and then they only got like a 1/10, you know, east of town here. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think there's nothing to do but seed this thing, you know, and take a look at that action all the way.
You got nothing else coming yet either, huh?
Well, not here. I dug over by the house a little bit, and there's some sprouting, but it's, you know, is it going to dry out before it ever even breaks the surface?
I'm going to move north, but I'm going to leave that. Listen, she's running this thing on us.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're going to be in the video.
Oh no.
Just what you needed.
Now, you went to
Dave.
school with my dad, so you have lots of fun stories.
Yeah, I heard that.
None we can tell on
we never
tape,
did
Kate.
anything at all. We were good people.
Yeah, we were.
What would you say it's like being a farmer in these times, having to make tough decisions about whether to reseed?
Oh, that's one of the minor decisions. There's a lot worse than these.
Yeah, I don't even see it here hardly. And I wouldn't thought it would have blowed out, you know. We thought we seeded a little shallow, but you know, we go and dig in places, you know, and it's in the low spots. Like that it should be growing there.
Down that low should have it, yes.
Yeah, and you dig that up and just like this. No, but there are cart tracks. You can see them going down here. This right here is a cart.
Yeah, you're gonna have some.
Are you experiencing the same problems in your fields?
Actually, I don't know.
Well, it's different everywhere.
Mine's a little later than his.
Yours look better
Actually,
than mine.
It's not
Actually, I
bad for
thought.
stand. It's got a fair stand on it, really.
You
We
know.
needed that rain on it. It was gonna slip.
You know, I don't know where. Is it here or is it not here? Or, see, here's a seed, and that grew and died.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like it, right?
Yeah. Where at?
See, here's fertilizer. It's right there.
And fertilizer doesn't help unless it rains.
And that's, you know, in the ground enough.
It's
That's,
finally gonna break down now.
yeah. See, here's, well, everybody, you know, always, oh, I think we're seeing too deep. And maybe we are,
As long
but,
as we got rain, it was super. That was a good deal. Because you take a lot out of the plant going through 3 inches.
well, yeah, exactly. But then I think it helps a little bit sometimes if it,
Or freezes and
yeah.
winter kill.
yeah.
We don't see a winter kill like back in the days.
But this is quite a bit here.
We're right on top of dry.
So this isn't winter kill like you normally see in years.
This could be from wind and it beats it up like winter kill.
Yeah, or it just got
Just got weak.
cold at the wrong time or too cold or,
It's weak and then it just don't come back. Well, without rain, it'd help it to come back.
And winter wheat is supposed to freeze but not get too cold.
What'd you get, about shy half?
yeah, just under half.
That's what I figured.
And then I had that fake rain in the morning, you know, the next,
Morning?
yeah.
Yesterday
Or was
morning.
it,
Yesterday morning.
yeah. You know, you'd wonder if your drill even planted anything, so much of this behind the wheel tracks.
Oh
where
yeah,
you-
that's what makes you.
Bye!
Don't do anything I wouldn't do, man, Oren.
Don't be leading him astray now, Kate.
Oh, here's some here, Kate. Nope.
I'll try
this
not
one.
to be too bad of it.
Surprising how much.
Well, there's probably a lot that never grew. But a lot of places it didn't grow and there ain't this dead stuff on top either. Well, if it would rain an inch or so, I don't think would be all that bad, but you know, this don't look good. We'll see you later.
Bye.
Ago.
Was this winter kill or stuff that just didn't come up?
I think it was just too dry for this cake, 'cause that's where the lentils were last year.
Oh yeah, and that's another contributor is when you don't give your fields a rest every year, and that's something that is not common in a lot of areas, but very common in Montana is to summer fallow. And what that means is you seed one year and you have a crop, and then the next year it gets a break, and then you have a crop the following year, and that helps preserve the moisture in that soil on the year off so that you'll be starting the next year with a little bit more moisture. Because if you have a crop there, it's completely sucked out usually, and we don't get that much moisture, so that's important to us. If you have a good crop rotation, you don't experience a huge loss of crop, although in these drought years you really do. So what were you saying, Dad?
We'll just see where the seed's at if we can find it.
This has a crust?
Well, feel it. It's starting to crust. You can see it. It's cracking, right?
Yeah.
This is the old lentils that were here. See? Here's the seed right here, Kate. Looks like it might be just popping.
Yep. Oh my gosh, it is.
It's
So that
kind
was,
of deep here, but
how long ago was this seeded?
a couple days. But I don't know if that's old seed or new seed because it all looks kind of alike. It's only
How deep do you want it usually?
about an inch or so.
What would you say that is?
Too deep. But, you know, it's deep in some places, shallow in others, so you're kind of going for an overall thing.
Oh, wow, that's pretty good.
But it wasn't out yet.
So now we're checking to see if there's a hose off because we saw a lot of seeds just sitting on the top of the ground. And hoses are these things right here that funnel wheat to the boot, which is what drops the seed out right here. And as you can see, my dad did what's called spooling the boots after to make sure none of them were plugged. These drills are all run off of hydraulics, and they are what's called an air seeder or an air drill, which means they use air to funnel the wheat and fertilizer through the drill and put it into the ground. So they have pressurized tanks that hold the seed and fertilizer.
Well, the boots look in, Kate. Could be some seeds that popped out on the ground. See how much these tips wear?
Oh, they do? Yeah.
So this is the piece of hardened steel here, but the rest of this isn't. So this is still pretty good, but then it gets onto this regular steel, and
Oh, it used to be here?
that's
Oh,
a
wow.
newer one there that doesn't have as much on it.
Wow. My Uncle Chris seeded this whole area with grass, and basically the reason we did that is so that weeds and other things we don't want growing here won't come up, and then you can just mow it, although you don't even see grass growing. But my dad says wheat grows easier than grass, and well, no wheat grew here either, so I guess that's understandable.
This is where you screw this in, and when you let the plow down, it runs into this, and so you adjust it with this handle here.
And that's how you adjust the height of your...
Seed in that dirt,
Oh, okay.
theoretically.
Interesting.
Yeah,
So it's all manual.
that part is.
It doesn't really tell you the depth that you're seeding either inside.
No, it doesn't.
That would be a really great feature.
Yeah, they don't cost enough now. We need to get that on there too.
So another possibility of seed coming out is a hole in the hose.
And one of the leads to the distributors, Kate, the pods that distribute the wheat out to the boots.
Thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope you learned a little bit more about the struggle farmers have to go through in order to produce the crops and the food that eventually ends up on your table. Make sure to like and subscribe, and you can follow Kate's Ag on Instagram, KATES_AG, and on TikTok, Pinterest, and Facebook. Thank you again for watching, and thank you so much for teaching me all about everything, Dad.
Oh, you're wonderful. Welcome.
Bye!